Please welcome our photographer, Tom.
Oh,
Big round of applause for Tom.
You're ready.
You can still come and wander up and
am.
ask questions. You're just meandering, yeah.
Just meandering. I got it. This works, right? Yeah, this works. Boo, 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 boo. Okay.
All the way from Seattle.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Yeah, wow, man. This has been one fucking hell of a month, hasn't it? Yep. And, you know, there's all these stages of grief. I'm at anger, and I'm not gonna let go of it for 4 fucking years. All right. Now, most of the time I write poetry about me or she. When I write plays, it's about the end of the world, and those are always comedies. But today I'm going to read one that most of you have heard. And this is not about me or she. This is about us. And we've got kind of a history echoing, as they say. Or, you know, because it doesn't really repeat itself, it rhymes, and this is one of these. This was written the day after Ronald Reagan bombed Libya on the 26th of 1986. This one is titled 4/27/1986, and it's the best I can do under the circumstances. I've got something gurgitating, and I guarantee it will be done by the inauguration. And so, I wake up this morning, the usual blurry-eyed struggle to regain a semblance of consciousness. I walk over to the window and I peer out. Things look strangely unfamiliar. Everything's in its usual places. The buildings still stand, the cars cruise by, but something is different. Is it? Is it the you? Everything's a little grayer than normal. I look to the sky, it's a sunny day. What's going on here? I asked myself. I questioned myself. Oh yes, something happened yesterday. I'd sooner forget. I tried to daydream of a tropical paradise, but the feeling pervades. Things seem a little darker than usual, as I remember the first time I walked into Seattle. A beautiful little city, friendly people with brightness in their eyes. But that was years ago. I've left a place called Chicago. Must have been what Yahweh had in mind when he created hell. But I remember the grayness, the all-pervading misery of urban life. I remember all I've seen. I've seen children get their hearts crushed by mothers who didn't care. I've seen junkies, my friends, nodding in the streets. I knew one who was only 7 years old. I've seen brothers steal from brothers and a mother try to kill her own son. I've seen starving little kids. Little caring is the state. I've stood on the highway in the middle of nowhere. My only contact with humans is dodging a beer can thrown from their moving car. I've seen businessmen make illegal deals and then run for governor. I've seen doctors ruin families, sucking blood money like leeches for saving a life. I've seen preachers and priests sell salvation with lies. I've seen the sky choking birds and people with poisonous fumes. And I know if the money had wanted, we could be close to utopia. But the power mongers, the big baboons, couldn't feel better than the groveling masses. I've watched poorer baboons line up on either side of the street, shooting at each other. Why? They were different colors. I see money more important than love, family, or friends. Then I know what has happened. This city's portend. The lights in the eye of Seattle folk, and Everett folk, and Spokane folk, and Tacoma folk, and folk in general have dimmed and turned inward. I see people fear living. They turn around and hiding to their CV set, and I watch and I blink, and I say, is this true? Hypnotic suggestion, be macho and cold. Buy Big Mac burgers, the world has sold. Such bunk propaganda, He-Man and war toys. Rock and roll Barbies, Our children are vicious, subconsciously deployed to play Rambo or nursemaid. Is this real? The bombs are falling already. It started, I say. My boss will say, it won't affect us. It'll be a small war. And I don't believe it. Okay, I remember the grayness, the color of dead souls, including my own. Overwhelmed by the hatred, overwhelmed by the lies, overwhelmed by the blindness, and then I realized, to my dismay, it's too late. There's nowhere to run, I think to myself. Then I know to get out, go somewhere far away from here, fascist America. I must leave, though eventually my heritage will catch up to me. Goodbye, cruel world, as I look around, and I think to myself as I read the newspaper, serves us fucking right. Thank you.
Another round of applause.